Nobody noticed when the pigeons stopped landing on the Aldren Building. That was the first sign. In a city of 4 million people, nobody looked up long enough to notice. Marcus did, though. Marcus Hale was a night security guard at the building directly across the street. 12 floors of glass and steel. He'd worked the overnight shift for 6 years. He knew every sound the city made at 3 a.m. The distant sirens, the delivery trucks, the way the wind moved differently between buildings than it did in open spaces. He knew when something was wrong. It started in October. The Aldren Building was residential, 22 floors, maybe 300 tenants. The kind of place where nobody knew their neighbors and nobody tried. People moved in, people moved out. The city swallowed them and nobody asked questions. Marcus had watched that building every night for 6 years. In October, the lights started going out. Not all at once. That would have been too obvious. One floor at a time. Floor 22 went dark on October 3rd. Floor 21 on October 9th. Floor 20 on October 14th. He told himself people were moving out. It happened. Buildings lost tenants. Management let units sit empty. He'd seen it before. But he'd never seen it move like this. Always downward. Always one floor at a time. Always exactly between 5 and 7 days apart. By November 1st, floors 22 through 16 were completely dark. 7 floors. Gone. He started keeping a notebook. November 8th, floor 15 goes dark. He calls the non-emergency police line, tells them something seems wrong at the Aldren Building. Half the floors are empty, and it happened too fast. The dispatcher asks if he's witnessed a crime. He says no. She tells him to have a good night. He starts paying attention to the people who leave. They all carry the same things. 1 bag, sometimes 2. Never furniture, never boxes. Never the accumulated weight of a life being packed up and moved somewhere else. Just a bag. And they never look back at the building. Every person he watches leave, not one of them looks back. He starts watching the entrance instead of the windows. People go in, fewer come out. November 15th, floor 14. He has a system now. Every hour he counts the lit windows. He knows exactly how many there should be. There are always fewer than the hour before. Not dramatically fewer, 1 or 2, sometimes none. But the number never goes up, only down. He starts watching with binoculars. That's when he sees the shape. It's on floor 14, just for a moment. He can't tell what it is. It moves along the interior hallway. He can see it through the frosted glass panel above each apartment door. It's tall, too tall, and it doesn't move the way people move. People have a rhythm when they walk, a slight rise and fall, a momentum that carries them forward. This thing moves like water finding a drain, smooth, patient, inevitable. He watches it stop outside a door. The light under that door goes out 30 seconds later. He writes it down. He calls the city housing authority. They tell him the Aldren Building was condemned in September, officially vacant since November 1st. He tells them he watches people enter every single night. They tell him that's not possible. Nobody answers the follow-up number they give him. December 1st. Floors 22 through 8 are dark. 14 floors. He estimates that's somewhere between 150 and 200 apartments. He hasn't seen anyone leave in 9 days. The shape moves every night now. He watches it through the binoculars. Floor 8. Working its way methodically through the hallways, stopping at doors, moving on. He tries to photograph it through his binoculars with his phone. The photos come out as nothing, just a long dark smear where the shape should be, like the camera can't decide what it's looking at. His notebook is 40 pages now. He hasn't slept more than 3 hours at a time in 6 weeks. December 8th, floor 7. He makes a decision. He's going in. He crosses Mercer Street at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday. The Aldren Building has one entrance, a glass door that should be locked. It opens when he pushes it. The lobby is empty. The overhead lights are off, but there's an emergency light in the corner, casting everything in a dim green. The elevator works. He doesn't take it. He takes the stairs to floor 7. The hallway is long and dark, 20 doors on each side. All of them are open. He walks slowly, checks each room with his flashlight. Empty. Every one of them. Not just empty of people, empty of everything. No furniture, no carpets, no fixtures. The rooms are completely bare down to the concrete subfloor, like something has been fed. He's almost at the end of the hallway when he hears it, above him. A sound like a very large thing settling its weight slowly from one side to the other. Patient. Waiting. He runs. He makes it out. He drives home. He doesn't go back to work that night, or the next night, or the night after that. He calls in sick. He sits in his apartment and writes everything down and tries to decide if he's losing his mind. On the 4th day, he goes back. He has to know. The Aldren Building is gone. Not demolished, not collapsed, gone. There is a parking lot where it stood. Cracked asphalt and faded yellow lines. A chain link fence around the perimeter. It looks like the parking lot has been there for years. He stands on the sidewalk on Mercer Street for a long time. Then he looks at the building he works in, the one directly across the street. 12 floors of glass and steel. He looks up. Floors 12 through 9 are dark. He doesn't remember them being dark before. He checks his notebook. The last entry is from December 8th. He looks at his phone. It's February. He has no memory of January. None. He looks back up at the building. Floor 8 still has lights on. He counts the lit windows. Then he counts them again an hour later. There are fewer. He opens his notebook to a new page. He starts writing. He doesn't know why it feels so familiar. In the city of 4 million people, nobody looks up long enough to notice. Nobody except the ones it's already chosen. The notebook was never his idea. It just needed someone to keep track.